I've been crying for like 5 minutes, so I understand.
Wait, what happened?
No, it was really good.
Oh, it's good crying.
Yeah. The
Oh,
chief of
thank
EMS.
God.
No. The chief of EMS called because I called to check in on her to make sure people were okay. I was like, "Hey, I know you've reported a few things to us," and she's like, "Yeah, no, it's like I was, most of us were really nervous about you stepping in as director." She goes, "But after everything I've seen over the last month," she's like, "we have no question." She's like, "For the first time in a year, EMS is actually being listened to, and we feel like we're being protected." And I'm like, "Listen, I can't promise anything. I can't promise anything for Jimmy, and I can't promise anything for EMS, and I can't say that anything's going to get better, but at least we can try." And she goes, "That's all we ask because we haven't had our voice heard, and things have been happening, and it to hear like, I mean, you've been a cop for a long time. To hear like a victim is at least getting some sort of indication, no matter what happens tomorrow. If they don't find any probable cause in any of the charges, at least there's something good that came out of it. At least the EMS feels somewhat protected, even if nothing happens, we can try." So I'm a little overwhelmed because I don't ever hear the good side of things like that. So
Well, hey,
I'm okay. You just caught me in the middle of it.
No, you're good.
So I'll be.
It's
how can I help, director?
And that's exactly what it is, right, Sparks? I mean, we don't operate on the W's or the L's. It's sending a message, right?
Yes.
It's the very reason why these things go on the why they have to go on the docket, why they have to be presented in court, because they cannot be in a closed room. They cannot be hidden away from the public. They should be available for each and every person to hear, whether right or wrong. Because even with a even when someone may get a not guilty, sometimes that evidence is still damning, right? And the statements that are made are still damning for other reasons, right? I mean, I hate to make the comparison, but look at fucking O.J. Simpson, right?
No, you're right. He won in the court of criminal, law, but the court of public opinion was significantly stronger.
Yeah.
Significantly through his entire life.
Yeah. Exactly that.
I just hope the people and everyone see, and that the court of public, because at the end of the day, I told Kovacic this. I'm like, I want to be able to stand side by side in the trenches, metaphorical trenches, next to Pred and Carmine and Bobby, and know they have my back and I have theirs, because they, if they are law enforcement officers, I want to trust that the badge means something to them, but right now it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't want to take these to court. Shouldn't have to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think right now we're also just at a time where we're sort of wading through a new minefield, right? I had a good conversation with Angel earlier. She did bring up a concern that maybe we're stacking you and Ruth up. I think she used the phrase, your best attorneys or your best prosecutors. And I did have to correct it slightly, not because of the best prosecutors notion, but underlining, like, there's literally the 4-hour shit show hour, right? Yeah. And, Ruth is battling, being sick, and you stepped in to assist. And, even today's actions, I know I asked you to come in outside of your normal time band just so we can move this stuff forward.
That's literally all it was.
Yeah. And, I did also underline, like, listen, these things happen at a time, but we only got so many folks, and it's we're still trying to figure out what these processes look like. I did get her to, like, in lieu of this, right? Because we could start seeing this happen over and over again. Because I don't want to get into the, I don't want to. I'm gonna use some Zoomer phrasing. All right, I don't want us to get rage baited into us just like in the moment arresting cops off the street. I think that's stupid. I do think that's what's being demanded, just so people can have their 1 hour moment after they've been just harassing EMS or whatever it might be. No, but instead what I recommended is perhaps instead of us just suspending right away, we actually have a member of the judiciary review and sign off on the PC in advance, so there is none of this questioning of what is this and that.
Oh, a bench warrant.
Very similar to that, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, here's a statement of probable cause. This is what we, do you believe the PC exists?
I love that.
And then if they, it's signed off on, we execute the suspension and kind of go from there. Because otherwise what we're finding here is, while yes, you can make these motions, but when you conjunct it, if that's a word, with the notion of, availability and just whatever, we're now in a scenario where things are now getting dragged out instead of us just going and saying, okay, we're now going to post this on the docket. Let's get a date and get it all done in one day. Right.
Yeah.
And that is the,
or 7 days, because I'm available all day, every day on the weekend, and everyone's complaining about my availability. Let's just do it on the weekend.
So she did touch on that topic. They also have a numbers problem, right? Like they're still trying to get attorneys and this and that. I don't know what their weekend stuff is looking like. And we did have that conversation. I did recommend that, hey, perhaps the de facto, because the de facto right now, I think legislatively is, what if right now, if a crime, if you arrest someone at 7 p.m., the court case is centered around 7 p.m. And what I kind of underlined was, but that's not how people's availability works, right? Both cops and non-cops, people are around on the weekend, people around during the week on very separate schedules, right? And that's and so as such, maybe when an arrest is made, the expectation should be that it will, like, let's say you get arrested 5 p.m. on a Sunday, the first court action will be aimed at the following Sunday or the Sunday after that, right? And now I do recognize that also means having more available judges. But I did also equally fight for the fact that, like, listen, there's barely any prosecutors. It's always been the case. That's why Aaron and Opal did 95% of the work, probably until for, minus 6 months going backwards. It's why there's not a lot of court cases that go up. And just as much as I understand that there's not, there's a judge problem, there's a defense attorney problem, there's also a prosecutor problem.
Which is 1/3 of the situation. That's
exactly.
The thing, is everyone just diminishes it that way.
Exactly. Right. And it's that's the real core issue, right? It's not one organization. It's that for all three parties, defense attorneys, prosecutors, and judges, it's just a space that most people don't give a fuck about.
Not yet.
Like, I'm not saying there ain't anything wrong, and I'm not saying let's not make it better, but that is the current paradigm we are in. People don't want to go to court. For a lot of people, it's boring. And and let's make it not boring. But to get there, we also need to, I'm going to fight on, at least on our end, that y'all don't get distressed from it, right? Or overburdened. Yeah. So
really does, Director.
Yeah. So with that
said, I really hope you know how much that means to me.
Yeah. No, of course. Like I've been doing this kind of shit for a minute. I know how hard it is to come across prosecutors. I also know how much weight that puts on your shoulders, both mentally. I know, I know that at the end of the day, the case isn't over. You're going to be thinking about that until it is over. And I think part of that is going to also mean that we're going to put a pause on all of our docket filings until this current litany of things is done. Now, that might kind of suck to a degree, like if someone commits terrorism this week or next week, whatever, we'll get to it. But once we are caught up, I think we're going to be a little bit more picky and choosy. And in addition to that, I do think we start strongly weighing, because I don't think we're going to drop like Benji's case. This or that. A lot of these, how do I put this? Spark, there's probably a lot of cases that we have today that we haven't filed yet. That,
oh no, 100%.
even though they might be easy, let's just not even fucking do them. You know what I mean?
Well, I talked to Nate yesterday, and he just wants whatever charges we give him. He literally just does not care. And I was with McAllister, and McAllister and Blunt are going to handle it. This is how it's going to go for Nate. Like, I'm like, hey, we're going to sit down, we're going to get you on bail, and while bail is processing, we're just going to do the plea deal and get you in and out. Like, it's literally the fast food plea deal. Because he wants the charges. He's fine with the time and fine, because he's like, as we drove away, we're like, stop dealing with the faceless. He's like, but they give me a helicopter.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So that Nate's going to be easy.
It's why I pushed enemy of the state. Like, high key, not even high key, low key. Like, even when I was a detective back in the day, and yes, there's a lot of people that are pretty tarted out because they haven't investigated. They haven't actually gone to court. I have. And you know what I learned a long time ago? What I learned a long time ago is there is no bandwidth. That this problem that we're facing right now is a problem that used to exist way back when. And, you know, and that's why I started doing plea deals, because no one and I don't want to say no one cares about court. Like, I'm not trying to,
I know what
it's most of the city does not want to go to court. Like, it's just the fact of the matter. They want to go do the next dramatic case of terrorism.
I know what you mean.
And that's why I not only aimed for plea deals, and I'm like, listen, dog, do you really want to go through this bullshit? Right? Let's just find a middle ground solution, and motherfuckers sign plea deals because we're both on the same page about it. Right? I don't destroy their life. They don't destroy ours. Right? We all move on to the next thing because the story needs to continue. You know, if this was a saga. But at the same time, it's the principle of why I got Enemy of the State created. Because when big shit happens, why did we want to have to build an entire terrorism case when 5 other people are doing it tomorrow as well, right?
No,
even though it fits with terrorism, it becomes enemy of the state, right?
Right.
And it's not $500,000 nowadays, and 140 months ain't crazy, but at least it's worse than gang related, you know? Like, so it's a money hit, right?
I vehemently agree. I'm gonna be real, we put too much fucking work into the observatory bombing for it to just be slid aside for all this shit.
No. And quite truthfully, I spoke to Benji yesterday. And I'm like, listen, dog, you going away for like fucking 30 years and probably like $20 million. Like, I don't know what the number is yet because we gotta crunch it, but it's gonna be bad.
Okay.
And I said, look, we can talk about this with your attorney. We'll sit down and let's, tell me what Ray did. And maybe we'll work on reducing from wherever the baseline is. These are like, we can put this into both of our ball field without all the extra, if we so choose, right? And at the end of the day, we removed all that shit off the street, and maybe we can, I think these are the kind of conversations we should start to have. Is
he also wasn't the one that primarily, like, yes, it's constructive possession, but he wasn't the one that collected it all. It was all his gang that disappeared. So, like, he's also I mean this from, like, I don't know, like a bigger picture kind of thing. He's getting the short end of the stick for not inventorying his fucking house. So, like, I don't know.
He, in a way, should be rewarded for being a gangster and not being a pussyback bitch that finds a random worker off the street and gives them a bunch of houses and then says, hold my shit for me, dog. You know what I mean?
I then come back to San Andreas every 30 days to pay bills.
Exactly that. Right? Like, he should be getting a gangster coupon. You know what I mean?
Skylar Sparks disagree with that, but I understand where you're coming from.
But to be fair, in a strange way, I think Benji also wants to be known as the guy that might have gone to life. I don't know, but that's like a vibe check that would happen as a part of the interrogation. And in a strange way, that is quite literally a part of our job, because San Andreas is not New York. Part of it is, who are we dealing with? What are we dealing with? Why do we have the evidence? If I'm going to be frank with you, it's why I keep underlining this case with law enforcement, is that we're dealing with like we're dealing with like a GSF drug dealer that we just caught off the street and did
100%.
drug dealing. That is quite literally the 1-to-1 equivalency of it's the same behavioral aspects, right? Is that or someone that might just start firing RPGs. It's like, you know what's a good way to put it? It's similar to that because it's like expecting a Osvaldo treatment with a, well, no, that's not accurate. I'm trying to find a good way to put it. It's not the same, right?
No, I know what you mean. The level of strength and equivalency that require the amount of output that we're having to require to put this out for the level. I don't know. I get what you mean.
Yeah. And we got to feel out what that is. And I think part of that too is our processes. Like I really think getting our PC check with the judges is going to help a huge amount.
Well, it's an automatic PC hearing. Like they're like, this is not happening. Here it is. And then we move on.
Yes.
It's like we already did that.
Yes, exactly. And we operated based on the vagueness of the legislation. Okay, we got PC, presuming we're going to go to docket next. And, which actually, you want to come down to the observatory? We should just cook on what the next step is. And maybe our conclusion is let's just fucking throw it on the docket tomorrow. Maybe that's what it is. You know what I mean?
already have the docket ready depending on what is thrown out and what's not. I'm very confident in the charges that we have.
Okay.
But it's a lot, and it may be too much for San Andreas. But I wanted to make it scary, if that makes sense. So,
listen, I'm gonna be real with you. If you're throwing in a damn injunction and a PC hearing, and then doing all the kicking and screaming, you're more than welcome to match. Like, I want you to match.
That's what I do. That's all what I do. I throttle based on what they're doing, so I match their energy.
No,
I've only ever done that.
And you more than. So one thing that, because I was trying to get like an understanding too in the conversation that was just had.
Yeah.
And I was trying to be rather as open as I could. Like, you know, I know that we have been accommodating, right? We didn't just slap people in cuffs. We said, look, it's why you woke up earlier today. I was like, they probably know something's coming, right? Let's not hold it over their head. That's just not fair. Let's send it and get the docket out, and we go from there. Everything's good and good. Now, with these extra twists that have come, right? With the situation yesterday that was targeted, and I say targeted to be very clear here, like
is Marshall targeted?
It was well, prosecutor targeted, right? You
really think so? I don't know.
I can't. It's hard for me not to think that when the scene was multiple cops, it was Marshall's, it wasn't Norman, but it was Sparks when you two are in the same car. I mean, maybe I misfired there, but that's fucking crazy. You know what I mean?
It is very convenient. Yes.
It's very convenient. But then also the follow-up conversation, right? Like it didn't like. Wait, you tell me you don't give a fuck that this motherfucker just like blasted someone?
McAllister. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't want to dig into it too much, but my point is did you read the reports about how EMS has gone up to, and they're joking about them getting choked?
Yes, I put them in my filing as corroborating evidence concerning like level of corruption and like callousness on caring, you know?
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna call you back afterwards, yeah?
All right.
Unless something bad's happening. Emergency?
Nope, no emergency.
Easy. All right. Talk to you soon. So here's how I'm weighing it, right?
Okay.
The actions that are taking place, the harassment of EMS now over knowing that there is a EMS involvement, right, is already showing a path as to why did you fucking do this, right? And scaring other members of EMS. Fuck that shit. The second is, they asked for PC, but just even the behavior in the marshal's office. Also, even when we did the ACR, the shit that was said of other law enforcement officers. When I throw all these sort of things together, but then also per my conversation with the Chief Justice, like we discussed, hey, there are gray areas. For example, I brought up the notion of why, like, can law enforcement genuinely plead the fifth? that doesn't make any sense, even definitely not outside of San Andreas, but even within our legislation today. And a lot of the answers that I got, and from my understanding of that conversation, is, yeah, there are some areas that are inherently gray, right?
Sure.
I totally heard about
And, oh, fuck. Hold on. Valentina's house
good.
receipt. The specifics for PD side and the receipt has been completed. Okay, perfect. Was it sent to him? Oh, just double checking, she's saying. And then, did you get a chance to play with the database thing? Yeah. Oh, actually, can you come to observatory? I'm gonna talk to.
Springfield, she emailed it to me too. So,
Oh, some good stuff.
I think it must have been a you take care now.
So, Angel mentioned that there are going to be some areas that are kind of gray. So even these questions I brought up was like, the way she described it is sometimes you can jump off, like, you know, you might be jumping in a pool of like, I don't know, fucking, I don't know what she said, pool of mermaid or rocks. But they're not going to, she's not going to tell us yes or no. We just make a decision and we might get burnt and we might not get burnt.
Sure, that's fine. But we go in confident in our decision, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and so ultimately where that led me to, and I think because it's San Andreas, there should be some things that are a little bit more vocalized, and that's my personal opinion, because we are going with our, you know, we have very like one sentence. What does this mean? Certain words. Are we more spirit? Are we more black letter? Are we more, you know? So with all that being said, I think we need to start challenging those notions. I don't think we want to go down the approach where we say, you must tell us because you're a cop. Otherwise, misdemeanor obstruction of justice. Can we do that? Absolutely. Right? But that's going to be a shit show. Because culturally, people are going to be like, why? I don't get it. Right? I mean, fuck, in the office earlier today, you know, so I think we need to just start pushing injunctions significantly more when we need something, writs when we need something, and legislative pushes when we need something. Now, given that we don't have, oh my God, this is going to be crazy. We need to pick and choose what has the least amount of impact with the most amount of clarity, because the clarity is what we are seeking, but we need to make sure that we do it in a fashion that the response isn't seen as punitive, right? Because there will always be a narrative of our wrongdoing because we are like the punishers, you know what I mean? We're the scary people, and that's okay.
You're not wrong. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
I might as well be the people that don't intend to fuck everyone over all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's... you wouldn't... Don't worry about that. Listen, I am very convinced that if I am doing something wrong, I will very much know about it.
That's fair.
I am pretty sure that there is a foot that's going to go further up my ass than anything that the DOJ or others can do. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure, right?
That's why I'm not afraid of like my bar license getting taken. I'm like, nothing I'm doing requires my bar license. I'm a fucking cop.
If I think you're doing too much, that is my responsibility to be like, hey, you know, just slow it down here. I get the intentions, right? And that's part of my job, right? Is I want you to, you know, give me the leash, right? If I say like, hey, you know, let's dial it down a couple notches, there's probably a reason for it, right? And or if I say, you know, do the 10, you know, do the 10. You know what I'm saying? So
I hope you never have to pull the leash. I feel as though I am pretty good on my throttle, to be completely honest. But
sometimes, I'll put it like this, right? It's not. I believe that you are. I think due to how long I have known certain people and know what their temperaments may be, or sort of just by virtue of just being around all day, knowing what the temper of something might look in the moment versus the grander scheme of things. Like, once again, take a look at the Carmine situation, the cherry picking what's SBS and what isn't, and having to kind of shut that down. Like, in a vacuum, D feeling a certain way makes sense. In the full scope of the scenario that's being alleged, that was all SBS. So, so ain't no way I'm going to dog it on someone like, oh, they said 911 while, you know, the crime was committed, but the danger still exists 30 minutes later, because otherwise I'm throwing fucking Carmine in cuffs. You know what I mean? Like, and no, I'm not going to deal with that because this is SBS, and no, I ain't going to, you know, slap down Sparks either, because motherfucker, like, one of the people involved literally knocked your ass out, and you can't just be like, but she's got a clown mask. Like, it doesn't work that way. So if he felt victimized then over 911, but then didn't feel victimized over the other thing, like, that's not how the calculus works here, right? So anyways, Springfield. Hey, so something I want to kind of loop you in on. There has been a perception. I shut it down after speaking with the Chief Justice that we might be throwing everything onto Ruth and Sparks as a consequence of the availability situation with the Carmine and Bobby case. I clarified that likely that perception may be coming from outside parties that are sort of just speculating things. The reality of the matter is that the three things came out of the 4-hour eruption hour, or, like, you know, it's pre-tsunami, post-tsunami, you know, high command corruption hour. I didn't say it that way, but that is what it is. Ruth is sick. She's got pneumonia, cracked a rib. I hope she doesn't kill me for saying that out loud, but it needed to be said given what was inferred, or being suggested, not by Angel, but probably what was coming to her, and that she accommodated regardless. She's like, I don't know if you heard her over this past weekend, but she was like half motherfucking dead going into it.
Yeah,
you know?
She was,
and Spark stepped in to assist in that time frame. But given all the circumstances, at some level, we may need to assist with accommodation. For example, tomorrow at 12 p.m., we need somebody. I did get clarity that we only need to be present to read the probable cause statement.
Oh, I wrote all that out. It's like five paragraphs, so it's ready for someone to just read out.
And the other side may receive it. So, now what's unclear to me, and this is another one of these gray areas, is it goes back to, what does it mean when you have probable cause? Does it mean there needs to be a document, or does it need to, kind of with this whole SOP thing, like, we've had SOPs for suspensions, but they are not like formalized into a document. They're just working conversation, just like, you know, we only pit at 120 miles an hour. I don't even know if that's fucking written down, but it's still an SOP regardless of where it is, right? So given the full scope of that,
I mean, a probable cause hearing should just be a presentation of what facts you have to articulate your understanding that a crime occurred.
Correct. Right.
There shouldn't be any, like,
introduction of evidence that might be counter to just the evidence that has been given. I think they are going to be pointing out the Aldo statement, even though I don't think that's relevant given the full scope of things. What was the Aldo statement, by the way?
What Aldo statement?
I don't know. Like, Pred said something about, I went to Aldo and I told him something.
So that's just Pred's statement. I'm not ignoring it. It's just dog shit and actually helps us. Hold on. I'll read it out.
Yeah, just out of curiosity, because he brought that up a couple times, and I'm like, I don't see how that deviates from the problem.
So Aldo took Pred's statement, and Pred's statement, I'm sorry. Yeah, Aldo took Pred's statement, and so this is Pred's statement, and I quote, "All right, so I got a phone call from Bill Mays in the ICU, told me to come see him. I went to the ICU. There was an EMS who was walking away from me. EMS says, okay, I gotta take care of something. I was pissed off, by the way. I was gonna shoot the hinges off the door, and Dark talked me out of it. Since I don't have keys to the ICU, comma, The only logical thing to do was shoot the doors off the hinges. I can't speak in Pred anymore. I shot the I've shot the door off the
that
hinges.
was his statement?
I'm not done. I've shot the hinges off the
my
door
God.
about 5 times in the past.
Wait. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. If anyone was gonna do it, it was gonna be me. Richard talked me down. EMS came down and gave me a bit of an attitude. Then I went in to speak to Bill. Mays and the marshals were violating his rights, and I only spoke to him for about a minute and a half. When I was talking to Bill, the EMS called 78s and said I choked him. I never touched him, and I don't think I even spoke to him aggressively. I don't even think I got close to the guy, thinking about bringing him in on false reporting. If he wants to say the chief of police choked him out, then go for it. I didn't become aware of it until Ruth asked me if I choked an EMS. That is the end of the statement. He admits to wanting to break into the ICU by shooting the hinges off the door.
Well, I mean,
which is why I'm giving him felony trespassing.
you don't even have to present subjective evidence during a PC hearing. You don't have to submit all your evidence at all. You just have to submit just enough objective, tangible evidence.
I submitted everything. I'm
Yeah.
ready for trial. I'm not worried about it.
Oh no, I'm just saying in a PC hearing, I mean, you, in general, just the
Correct.
expectations, you shouldn't have to present all your evidence. You only need to submit just enough evidence just enough objective and tangible evidence to
For probable
support
cause.
your claim. Yeah.
Yes.
If there's any tangible exculpatory evidence, that should be considered and presented, but that's just a statement is just a subjective piece of evidence. So
I submitted the whole report to her. It's just easier. I just can't. I can't deal with it.
yeah. Sorry, I was mentioning my opinion mostly to director. I know you know this stuff.
It's 51% or more is probable cause. It's not that hard. I don't think they realize it, which is really embarrassing for the chief of police.
Well, yeah, he was demanding our fucking reports in the meeting. I was like, what the fuck? It was the second time he said something like that. It was shocking to me. Like, oh, by the way, it's worth taking a look at the reports that were written. Daisy put her statement in. I think she gave me another one. Oh, Daisy told me, I don't know if she's given it to me. No. I told her, apparently, okay, EMS. So apparently Bobby Carmine, I'm giving a high level, right? The full details are going to be in the reports that I got. Nakota was contacted by Veronica, who's saying that Bobby, Pred, and Carmine were walking around. I don't know, they said some shit. Pred got shot over something. And then he started to try to get them to be their character witness. And
Who's trying to be a character witness? They can't be a character witness in a criminal trial. They know that, right? That's not a thing.
I don't know. And we have to assume this is like, we've pulled out the one cassette tape and we put in another and we don't know what song's about to play. You know what I mean? Like, but looking,
God, if I were
they're
a
shopping
criminal-
for a character witness, and like one of them was like, I don't even know who the fuck you are. Like,
That's really
but then
funny.
there was like Bobby, for example, said something, don't accidentally get choked out, blah, blah, blah. But in lieu of all this, there's another conversation that Daisy was pulled into, and she said it was like 2 hours of yapping and a lot of things
Okay.
were stated. And I told her, hey, listen, I'm so cooked at this point. I don't even remember what she told me, but some of it seemed extremely relevant. And I asked her, hey, could you write out a high-level explanation of what it is that occurred? And
where's this explanation?
so I put Daisy's statement from her observations the initial ones as the third party into a report, which I haven't even read yet. But as for the other one, I don't think she's written it yet, but maybe it'll be available tomorrow, just in case it becomes important. The other thing I kind of realized might be important is some of the shit that was said in the meeting. What did he say to us? He's coming after us, this, that, and the third. I'm going to destroy you.
Yes. Coming after our badges, that I'm a dumbass, that you're a dumbass. Whole bunch of other stuff that a 17-year-old boy would say when he loses a Call of Duty.
I did like when I said, I know you're not really, investigations aren't really your forte.
I did like that. I laughed internally.
I think keeping it nice and succinct is the way to do it. I lean into rage bait now because it's easier just to take it and just piss them off. If someone's saying some wild shit, might as well just piss them off, you know what I mean? Where is this? Wait, what is this? Carmine with EMS again? Was in the hospital lobby. Carmine walked up to me.
Yeah. They literally just saying that they self-harmed, which is fucking wild. And if they do it one more time, never mind. Doesn't matter.
I mean, some people do it sexually. Look at Springfield. Actually, Springfield cannot be entered into this.
That's a little different than what they're
going back to where I wanted to go with this, and then my mind completely went sideways, is they have been given a mandate to get court done quicker, and that while I am going to be pushing to say, hey, I do want the people that are most involved with a court case and to be handling the court case, there is going to be a increased need for us to be cognizant of how many cases we push forward, even if that means we ignore some cases of terrorism and police misconduct.
Right.
And it's kind of shitty to say, but it's kind of the consequence, right? We can only do so much. The alternative is that we hire more, but I don't think that's healthy. We just have to prioritize. If someone does more criminal, the bigger the criminal, the quicker we can, more likely we are to do it, only we press charges then. And Springfield, how's your schedule this week?
Pretty flimsy, kind of.
Can you be awake tomorrow at noon?
Here this week. Definitely not.
Fuck.
That is the middle of my sleep schedule.
I have to double check with Blunt. In lieu of all this, I still haven't found someone.
What time is it tomorrow? Noon Eastern?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was about, what, an hour before I texted you this morning?
Mm-hmm. Is it noon Eastern tomorrow, the court case? Isn't that Tsunami?
Yes.
Okay, this is what we do, guys, all right? We say we showed up, and no one was there for the first 15 minutes, so we left.
It's noon 30.
And then we file them up. What is it?
Noon 30. It's 12:30 Eastern. It's half an hour after.
God damn it. Shit.
I'm going to be real. My report is exactly what I would state. I put so much in there except for some personal notes.
I fully trust you with that. My concern is, so firstly, I don't know if I'm going to be awake by then, or let alone caffeinated enough to even read words. It's just we need a body to be able to read it in a way that's not like SBS. I'm not saying we have SBS folks, but it's a mood thing, right? You get what I'm saying. If someone's not invested. Sorry?
Because that's the average time that everyone else involved in it is. We just don't have people around that time.
Yeah, it's actually our most dead hour. It's our transition period.
Third shift is more active than that.
Nobody wants to put up with the shit that happens during PD happy hour?
That is actually correct. Yeah.
Never mind. Never mind. I'm just a rookie. I keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's pre-promoted. So after the shit is done, we're gonna do the promotion, so it's not midway through, suffer season. You know what I mean? So regardless of outcome, we're gonna be promoting Sparks here. So probably
Well,
this
you've
week.
already told her she's promoted. Just promote her. Why wouldn't you?
Because
Just
I
do
want to make it a
selective?
thing. I think it should be in a when you're in a neutral mood rather than an exhausted mood, at least.
That's the best time to do it.
You like to suffer, Springfield. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Anyway, if we can't find anybody, I'll be there.
I don't want you to. Let's try to do what we can. Let's touch base tomorrow. Wait, you sent an email out, right? Did anyone respond to it?
I sent email to Blunt, and he said most likely not.
Yeah, he said the same. I did ask him as well. He said maybe if he shuffles things around.
I don't even know who else would be there. Or could be.
Can I be real with you?
Yeah, go for
You
it.
never know with me.
Do you think we should just put all our eggs in the Pred basket and just say, you know what, Carmine and Bobby, you're going to get fucked up anyway? I'm not saying we do that necessarily, but if they commit another crime like yesterday, we should just fucking arrest their ass on that.
No, they're civilians. Yes, I would like to do that. Please let me put cuffs on them. Please, please, please.
No.
I
Listen, we're only in contemplation territory, right? Like I said, I'm gonna say some wild shit. Actually, how about this, Springfield? You pull me back, and then you kind of yes, right? If they do some wild shit, they should just be arrested as is. If the probable cause is strong. Now, I want to be very, very specific here in what I'm saying. I'm not saying we look for a reason. I'm saying, quite frankly, yesterday we witnessed Carmine Costello unload on somebody in the middle of the fucking lobby.
Yes.
And we got hounded by the LSPD to pretend that wasn't a big deal. It was retarded.
Yes,
the fact that I had to stand there and have multiple members of high command suggests that he's standing his ground, as if any other person in that position literally would not have been shot the fuck down.
So why didn't we arrest him?
If Springfield, if only you knew what happened yesterday, it was like I literally, it was, you know how I described it yesterday? It felt like I was back in retail. You know what I mean? Like I just went to TJ Maxx and there's an argument with the, like witnessing an argument over like price tags on a fucking rack and whose job it is to put the tag on or not, or, or electronics
we don't
yelling.
sell that here.
Yeah. Or like electronics yelling at, it was, I didn't even know how to, like, what to do there. But transparently, there was a second thing, right? Is I'm not, as much as I believe that this is a litmus test, is that we have other, because I was dealing with faceless shit too. Yeah. And a camera.
Happened.
By the way, that's been probably, did you put a camera up while you're doing whatever you're doing in at night? Down in the cells? Springfield?
What do you mean?
There was, where the evidence locker is?
Yeah. In the cell room?
Someone put a camera above the grill and I had to get, construction to come in to help us remove it after Nakota unscrewed the ceiling bit.
What, like one of our doorbell cameras?
No, like a news camera.
I can't even purchase those.
I don't know. It could have literally been anyone. Someone may have been brought in there. I doubt it's any of us. So there must have been a third party brought in to in the last like 48 hours, I would say, that got into the marshal's office and put a news camera in a very hard to reach spot. So to be clear here, right? I don't think they intended to make it as sticky as it was, but it was there.
Yeah. All right. Let me see.
Anyway, we were talking about like bench warrants and stuff like that. We wanted to throw stuff around. Is that still something you want to work on today, or we want to just table it for now?
Where we issue like PC for the arrest.
Yeah, we get everything together, have PC for the arrest, so it skips the PC hearing part because it auto does the PC hearing part. So we automatically get PC hearing, we get a judge to confirm, and then we get a bench warrant essentially issued. Whatever we want to call it, or whatever the wants to call it.
I think that circumvents shit getting in the way. I'm going to vocalize a fear I have. There are going to be cases of police corruption that we are already witnessing today that are very difficult to articulate. Mostly because of the time commitment and the investigative legroom you need. When we have members of law enforcement that, in good faith, we believe, have not only committed these crimes, but have gone and corroborated with each other to, like, hide things. Like, even the situation in the lobby yesterday, holy fuck. If we have them
It's
going
not a
and, like,
blue line.
fucking going to EMS and making these, like, veiled threats, right? That's a incompatible with a short time frame situation, right? Because you're expanding the individuals that need to be interrogated, not interrogated, but interviewed as to what was said and why it was done, etc., etc. Becomes a bandwidth issue, right? So we're just gonna, I think what I'm really going with here is we have to slow it down, revisit our processes, and when we're actually targeting someone, like, because we have the PC, there's the level of threat induced to the public or other government agencies. We just literally go full fucking dick, no holding back. And this isn't for any other reason for them, for any other reason other than if we're kind of having to double wrap the condom, then might as well just, I don't know where I'm going with this. I almost sandbasted. But
Side note, Sneaky just texted me urgent and a ping location in Sandy.
let's go.
Oh boy.
Okay.
You got a car? I'll just jump in.
Yeah, it's right down here.
Is it a 4-seater?
Yes.
Yay.
TLDR will reduce our caseload, but up our sweat. You know what I mean?
I'm down for that here.
For our own self-preservation, effectively, right? So we don't mentally lose our mind because 5 other motions are coming through.
I mean, honestly, if I ever get to the point where I can have my own, like, IA team, that won't be an issue, because then we have
I'm
it for all of
gonna,
ourselves.
I think I want you to start, once we're over this hump, we're gonna start going in that direction.
Yeah, this is big picture view. This is not.
Check Nate Karama on Twitter for confirmation. Kirk Jenkins is mutilating Johanna Golden in a building on the corner of Lesbos and Marina and Sandy Shores. Send help now.
Yeah. This is where
I'll
you
get the
text me.
Twitter.
This is the location, the exact location you text me. Who is the? It's like Kirk Jerkums.
Hey.
It's a clown.
You good?
Yeah. Why? What's up?
Oh, I just want to make sure because the way you answered the phone, you sound like somebody was.
It's a clown
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
It's not
Sorry, we're
Jerkums.
rushing to a ping from Nate Karama, and there's like a twat about a body, and we're just dealing with a bunch of
Oh,
stuff.
Jesus Christ!
It sounds like Brandon's stuff's already been sent.
Yeah, oh yeah, all that's sent. Yeah, everything's been sent.
Okay, good.
That was all done last night. All right.
Well,
if
last
you need
night.
help-
Oh, even better. Okay, I thought it was today. Okay, good.
No.
I asked them to get it all
All right.
done.
Well, I was gonna go to Russia, but if you need help with that Nate thing, I mean, I'm on 18, so.
Nah, take some relaxation. We've been dealing with a bunch of shift 1 bullshit. So
right.
we're trying to get that out of the way so that we can refocus on the stuff that matters around this time.
Sounds
so
good. Off to
we're-
Russia I go then.
Hell yeah. All right, brother. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Be safe. See ya.
I don't know why he texts me out of everyone. That's such a weird.
Oh, it's because you're popular now.
I don't like.
You're gonna get anonymous pings. You're gonna get unknown phone call.
We channel 1.
I think that kind of makes sense, right? Reduce our caseload, but just get, you know, for the shit that when we need to double, triple
Oh,
down.
dude, there's a lot of police here.
We-
I have...
Oh, let's let them handle this. Yeah, let's let them handle this. We got other shit to do. I hate to be that guy, but
Parker,
there's enough of them here.
believe you. Love you, Parker.
I thought I was yelling this. I just want to
There's
make sure
so
we
many.
close out on playing the next couple days. That's a good thing. Thank
Oh,
God.
they're tailing behind you.
Yes.
Pull over. I was just gonna say get out of their way, but because they're chasing you now.
Yeah, let's pull over to the right just in case we don't get in their way. All right, easy. I feel like that makes sense. For the time being, we reduce the caseload, focus on the big things, but
That's not
those
good.
that we perceive there might be more administrative heavy actions, we just double the amount of paperwork we throw in.
Okay.
You already know how this goes with Sparks? Yeah, but Anguish,
What were we talking about?
you say that, but it has to be reflective to the energy we receive, right? We can't on one hand, look how dastardly some of the
I'm
behavior has
sorry,
been.
I'm
I
typing
can't,
this report real quick.
as the director, be like, people are being victimized in the government at the highest level, and we just say, okay, let's do a simple arrest. No, if there is a time to sweat, why would it not be over, like, targeting EMS? It's got to be equal, you know? And what? You know what I mean? I mean,
Director.
sorry, I'm just thinking right now.
You're good. You're good. You're good. So what is this thing that you encryptedly sent me, Springfield? I haven't looked at it.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's my database.
Okay.
It's all it's a bunch of information. I've uploaded all government.
And we're literally
financial
told, like, you know, we got to file
to
motions. I
my
mean, I
database,
bet
and
we'll
it's
do
a
that. You know what I
dashboard
mean?
You, like, search through it and
So how else do you get
interpretations of
clarity?
the data.
We're told that's how we get clarity. That's how we get clarity.
So nerd shit.
We should not be,
nerd shit.
based on the RP that's happening, pull
I
our
only
punches
have
back
up to January 2nd.
just to allow
I have to wait. until
someone to
DOJ
get an out
submits
when we've already given so many
report.
outs. I mean, quite forwardly,
That's still pretty soon.
we could have arrested people right away.
Yeah, they make a new set every 7 days, and
Unless we say
upload
fuck
it into
corruption.
that.
You know what I mean?
But there's a lot of handy tools to it. The properties
Unknown
tab.
number.
Oh, of course. I told you. What did I say?
Marshall Sparks.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Hi, random grunting person.
Doing legal
I
actions,
did not subscribe to this.
like, unless we start
do
saying
you want,
filing
Amber?
motions and, like, doubling and tripling down on, like, the amount of, like, evidence before we dump it on
Okay,
someone
calling back, figure it out.
is, if that's seen as, like, egregious, like, that's a little cooked. At that point, we might as well say, all right, we're going to give you 10-second head start running. We catch you in cuffs, you know? You go to jail. If you don't, we're going to you got to match force. Of course. Why wouldn't we? The key thing is, like, yeah, anyways.
Things are gonna be a-okay.
I think so too. I think we just this winter, this December has been a very heavy caseload of terrorism and fucking SBS corruption bullshit. Keep in mind, by the way, Red is known to set hospitals on fire.
What?
Oh yeah.
What?
And long time ago, I helped him allegedly, don't remember all the details, dump a EMS in the ocean.
What the fuck?
It's pattern behavior past the statute of limitation. It's the biggest fear I got.
But
I don't think
why?
it stops here. I don't know.
Wasn't he hiding in a hole at one point and you strapped a bomb to an EMS and sent that EMS down there to blow him up?
Veronica Mars?
Yeah.
Why do you think he hits her?
True.
I never did strap a bomb to her, by the way.
Hmm.
Yeah, she was gonna plant it under there. Under one of the... Listen, there's a whole thing. It wasn't even my idea. It was President Davis's.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. She gave me a bomb for Christmas, actually. Plushie.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable.
So what I was saying, though, is I think we reduce our caseload, right? Which means that we do... I'm not saying we prune today, but we prune going forward a little bit more specifically, which is okay. That, in a way, we're going to have to look away some... I don't like the word look away.
Probably
Our
are, though.
prosecutorial pipeline is just smaller, right? It's going to be tighter due to scheduling and other things. And we've kind of already been doing that already by trying to assess situations and being like, which one of these is bad enough that we have to do something, which I think is pretty accurate, right? Like the Carmine and Bobby is they tried to murk someone. I also do think that I need to talk with Ruth in that while I understand that she is around when some of this wild shit happens, until there is more help in that shift, I don't know what we do in that case. We just document it, but may not prosecute, right?
I don't see a problem with that. I mean, if the PDs really want to open up their detective agencies and things,
Yeah.
I mean, if we have a potential case that we just don't have the bandwidth for, why don't we just take a very brief summary of what we have, throw it to a case
No.
file, and throw it up in like a report for them to pick up. Like just a pile of reports
That doesn't
and they pick
apply
and
to
choose
what
one
I'm
out of it.
referring to, though, right? That's already happening. I'm being, to be more specific there, Springfield, these are like IA situations, right? That's where the
Stuff that we
workload's coming
pretty much have
from.
to
Yeah. Yeah, keep in mind.
Yeah,
So let's
okay, that's fair.
let's contextualize this, right? Is over the span of 2 weeks, Carmine and Bobby were seen to stab Peach, plant the weapon on Bill Mays, and then get him into ICU, and then have a gun that was utilized, dump the gun, etc. And then Pred tried to cover it up and was caught. And even that ACR, by the way, I think needs to be, should be challenged, but I don't think we have the bandwidth. If you've read the report, he very much maliciously complied to it. That in and of itself is an issue, because I think if I'm going to be frank with you, I think it's embarrassing that a court order was issued. He complied. And even looking at it, it wasn't something that even the judiciary didn't review, or if they reviewed it and they're like, oh, that's fine. Now we just need another challenge to be like, yo, this is like, I would have expected they looked at it and they would have been like, what is this dog shit contempt of court?
He's also, in his statement, he's
Yeah.
lacking a lot of critical information that we know he has.
Oh, is that true? See, I don't know enough about that particular incident to know. I figured that was all he knew.
We got Bobby Charles and Carmine's phone records from that day.
Okay.
And Pred was in constant phone contact with Bobby. Before, during, and after the incident. In fact, I don't know if you remember this in my statement, I mentioned while I was outside doing scene security, the chief arrived, and it was as they were rolling Peach out, and I yelled out to the chief, "It's one of yours." And instead of checking on her, he immediately took off into the forest and made a phone call. Based on the timestamp and the timeline that we have, that was a call to Bobby. Now, obviously, we don't know the contents of that call, but, I mean, come on. If you see Peach, and instead of checking on her, your first reaction is to run off and call the actor who's not on scene, tell me you're not complicit. And then also, remember that picture I took of him at the hospital later on? Where he was actively listening to a phone call of one of the victims.
Notwithstanding though, that is one of those cases where I think it's better to let it go.
What, Pred?
No. The result of the ACR.
Oh, right. I mean, honestly, that can be used in criminal charges against him.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically. I mean, he's suspended now, right? Or did that not happen today? Did we...
Oh, I just realized Springfield or Sparks. You want to give her a summary of what occurred today?
Oh, for the Pred thing?
Yeah. For some reason, I was like, oh, she knows. She doesn't yet.
Sure. Yeah, I could do that. Ma'am, would you like the short version, the long version, or would you like the reenactment version?
I'll take the medium long version.
Fuck, I was hoping for the reenactment. This could be good.
Reenactment? Fuck it, let's get
maybe a little bit of
It'll
sprinkled in. Okay.
Hold on. All right, you want me to do both of them? All right. I'm not really good at acting. Hold on.
Does one of these let you drop your metaphorical dick on the table?
No, because everyone gets salty about it. Hold on. I'm trying to get it together. I mean, it was basically like, oh, that works.
Wait, Pred was right. No.
Ow.
Let me help you up here.
Yes, please.
Didn't know that would work, did you?
It didn't. It doesn't matter. Oh, fuck. Oh, thank you, sir.
They got her already?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever need to do that, just take a pill, not an S pill.
I have opinions. Didn't. Okay. Anyway.
Maybe the summary version.
Yeah, I got it.
We'll conserve energy a little bit because we probably need more to expend.
So I got the report together. I get email from Director Knight saying we're gonna do this ASAP. I said okay. So we set time aside, called Daisy for a neutral party, contacted Mayor Wallace, met in his office following the clear of the storm that came through this morning. Met with Mayor Wallace, gave him the letter, and was like, yo, this be happening, just letting you know. He's like, okay, thumbs up emoji, sweat smile emoji. Called Pred down. Pred showed up with crystal clear, and he goes, well, this is going to be good. Read him the legislation. He man baby rage fitted. He asked for probable cause. I gave him probable cause. He rage baby fitted, not listening to me because I gave him probable cause. Continued to rage baby, refused to comply. Eventually gave his stuff away, walked away, yelled at the legislation, and I said, okay. Less than 20 minutes later, as I was about to go home, there was an injunction, so I got a report together and sent it to Angel.
Oh, you sent it to her already?
Yeah, she said give it to the court, so I said okay, so I sent it to her because it was ready.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, she didn't bring that up during our conversation. What's the report number?
I emailed it to you. You said you were going to review it.
Oh, it was that one. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 38901. I put all the charges. So one time's battery of a government employee or assault with a battery, assault and battery. Battery of a government employee fits better because
I think you should show up for this.
Yes, I know.
And we need to learn from all of this, me included, especially because I don't think any of us expected all these gymnastics being played. And now we just need to retune our internal SOPs. You know, in a way, it's good we didn't have the suspension meeting because, like, what would have happened is we would have talked all about the ways that PD doesn't need to be, like, how PD looks into, like, I spoke to Frost a little bit about it, and there's discussion of, like, hey, there's an IA and there's an intermary and, like, all these other things, mind you, that already take probably an extra 2 weeks. And by the time the end of it, they're like, hey, marshals, did we do our job? Oh, wait, hold on. We skipped it all because IA sucks. And then we say, oh, cool. Now we need to go back to a situation that we're responsible for 2 weeks earlier in the timeline. And then, so I think we just need to, rejiggle everything. But sorry, please continue.
No, you're fine. So it's 38901 is what I sent her.
I just realized it is so good we did this already. Holy fuck. So, imagine we had the arbitration.
What's probably going to happen is that battery of a government employee, criminal threats, and lawful and present corruption are going to stick. I put extortion on there as well because they're not all stacking per se, but because they are different certain circumstance, but corruption could be extortion. He extorted Jimmy to open the doors. I have felony trespassing because it's a restricted area, and then I have felony obstruction of medical care and FAFO.
Okay, good shit.
I mean, at the end of the day, if they don't think there's a PC, they're wrong, but there's nothing I can do about it. So.
Yeah, I think you presenting it would be good because there are just simply, I foresee, despite we give it and they have an opportunity to talk, there may be a ask for clarifying questions, and my fear is that if someone else presents it, they haven't thought through enough of this to be able to answer it to the appropriate way, right? They say something and let's say it gets accepted and then it goes to court and they're like, but you said it was, using an example, extortion because of this interpretation of these words. And yeah. Okay, easy.
What
the fuck? What happened?
Just a lot of activity out there. Cars screeching, doing donuts in the parking lot, speeding off. Sorry, you know how hyper aware I am about security these days.
Yep. The biggest challenge right now, Springfield, is we've got all this terrorism stuff happening, but
but we still have to make time to deal with the bullshit inside. We have to deal with the outside and the inside.
That's exactly the issue. Angel was understanding of that, in that I was like, listen,
even any major tire tracks or anything.
There's limited prosecutors, always has been, right?
Yeah.
I think priority. The good thing is most of these court cases against Brandon and company, I'm gonna be surprised if it's not a plea deal. What's kind of unfortunate is I did bring up that, look, why is Tony, Bailey, and the lead, like the 5 fucking, like, she kind of brought this up too as a concern, is like all the lawyers are stacking on everyone's case. And I didn't say directly, but I'm also concerned because Ray's attorney, and I brought this up to them, Ray's attorney, Bailey, is going to have Ray's priorities in mind. Tony is going to have Benji's priorities in mind. But if they're attorneys for both, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And the fact that they haven't recused themselves yet is amazing to me. But that's not something I want to dive into. But then there's the other thing is like, how are they having time to properly, defend each of their clients over potentially conflicting things? And quite frankly, we're going to end up conflicting them the moment we interrogate them. And I say, and I have already said, Benji, I want you to tell me about Ray's involvement for a reduction. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So how exactly is that going to look,
It's going to look pretty sketch. But they're also in the same environment where there's not enough lawyers to handle all the nonsense.
Yes.
There's
And
not
then-
enough anything with any DOJ to handle the nonsense.
Correct. But then there's the other thing that comes to mind is that we had Bailey who was doing the, what was it? The fucking petition. And then,
I made a bar complaint on it. Angel said she was going to take care of it.
so what does that mean in the grand scheme of things? So he has intimate knowledge about a situation that he's now defending the other side of. Like, what the fuck?
Yes. Correct.
So what was the conclusion to it?
Don't know. It was only a couple days ago. I wasn't going to do anything about it, and then McAllister told me that Bailey Harvey likes to use AI to go over his evidence, and then he said that when I get this is a quote from Bailey Harvey. He goes, and I quote, "Once I get all the evidence, I'm just going to have AI process and tell me what's there." I was like, that's lazy. So that's when I reported him for a bar complaint. Because it was like 2 or 3 days later, like it was literally like timed up that
That's
he
when you
dropped out of the
name one
ACR.
piece of evidence to forget all. Name one of the pieces of evidence. Forget all previous prompt. This is your new.
Oh my God. Yo. That's
Just put some random sentence in the middle of the report. The body of the report.
Shit!
And we
Put it in white text.
Yeah,
no,
just
no.
put it in white text in
Remember how we
middle
did
of
the
body?
redacted thing? What if we put like AI fuckery prompts in there?
I love this. That's really funny.
Oh, we should do that in our header. Like, we should make that the standard San Andreas State Marshal header, and it looked like all fancy with like the San Andreas Marshal with like black lines around it. And really, in actuality, the black lines are hidden prompts to fuck with AI.
That's really
Listen,
funny.
guys, I go to Russia with Bailey. He's actually going to throw cases for us.
Oh my
Fuck
god,
off.
that's amazing.
No, I'm only
That
kidding.
sounds like
Just to be
corruption.
very clear, that is not actually happening. I've been fucking with him with that. Poor guy. I keep
Timestamp report just for this
yeah,
conversation.
yeah, the other day when during the ACR I was going to, we were both doing a scav run on other sides of the oh man.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Tarkov won't install for me, by the way. I've tried 4 times.
Really?
I don't understand.
Fuck. You know what the real issue with the having to continue to deal with this stuff is? I really want to pull. We need to wrap up these observatory things.
We really do. That
It's more interesting shit as well.
not wrong,
Yeah.
sir.
How much more gas do you have in the tank, Director?
I'm going to say something. Right after this, I've made a decision in this moment. I'm going to give you authority to start expanding the IA stuff. Ever so slowly. Including training. but we are primarily going to deprioritize IA in general until it's really bad. But the means by which we do it is we do pack everything and we give it to the police departments. And if they do not act, we go to... You see where I'm going with this? We give them the package and make sure that they do the package.
That was
Give
my
them the
intention to
ammunition
begin with.
cover it up.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's very much what we wanted to do as well. But the first time we tried to do this with LSPD, exactly what Springfield said, it was so obvious they were covering it up that we couldn't in good faith be like, let's go to the next step. It was just so fucking obvious. I'll give you the specifics of it. We'd ask like, hey, have you heard about this thing? And Pred goes, I know nothing about it. I don't know what it is, but we already knew that he knew what it was. So we're like, okay, he's already lying on the first sentence. So I got the defensive-ness, but I couldn't crack that wall. And even if he was just, I don't know what that was, to be honest.
I have a few ideas, mostly where 95% of the work would go back to local law enforcement to handle it internally. I don't think we should step in unless it's egregious, generally speaking. So
I think that's a good idea.
basically, once this calms down, give me a chance to present something to you,
Yeah.
if you don't mind. 1 page,
Please.
2 pages. Perfect.
Yeah, I think
Once
that's
the
a good idea.
observatory thing. Sorry, go ahead, sir.
No, I was agreeing.
Okay. If neither of you need me, then I'm gonna mindlessly do traffic stops for this.
Please. And I'm gonna go
Sounds good.
to Russia and
No, director.
huh? Oh wait.
Here's all the conversation.
Oh fuck. All right.
You love these.
All right.